Yeah. What's her name from Hunger Games?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence was good in the older X-Men movies. This past one, like, and she even said in interviews, I guess, supposedly, that she wasn't super feeling this movie. You could tell. She was not into it. She was like,
I didn't even know she was a part of that franchise. That makes me sad for Jennifer Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
But like, see, that's the point for me where I've become, or I'm out. Where I Googled when I was watching Ultron for the first time. I was like, is Quicksilver an X-Men or an Avenger? And then it was like 30 heroes that were actually part of the X-Men and the Avengers. I'm like, fuck, nope, I am out. It's like, I know they're made by the same people. I do not.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about X-Men is just, yeah, they're not as interesting.
I passionately don't care. It's like, just keep them out of my MCU movies. They've done like, such a good job of creating an amazing universe.
No, that I didn't want to
fuck it up.
Is that all we have to do here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's like, I just don't want them to fuck it up by adding too many things.
I'm mad conflicted because I don't like the X-Men, but I guess... Do you know Sinister Six? Was Sinister Six in the original?
No.
No. Sinister Six is Spider-Man villains all put together, basically, in like one team.
Don't do that. I don't want that.
No, it's really good. It's what the video game did, this most recent video game, and it's like, it's pretty much like if Green Goblin were like, all right, let me just hire some of these other douchebags, and we'll try to kill Spider-Man together. But then Spider-Man has to, like, get the X-Men, and I don't like that. But, no, I
hate that.
Villain groups are, like, the best to me. I love villain groups, and we haven't really gotten any in MCU.
No, you haven't. I don't want that, though. Like, what they're doing is working so well. Don't fuck it up. Just keep...
Well, they've been setting up for Sinister Six for, like, 2 years now.
What's that?
They're already setting up for Sinister Six.
Wait,
why is that bad? They need a new villain. What, are they going to bring Thanos back?
Sure. Just... I'm going to... God, this is going to be like the... This is going to turn into the Gen 1 Pokemon thing again. Like, I'm going to be a Gen 1er, and this is like... If this is like the completion of Gen 1, I am firmly a Gen 1er. Just don't break it, okay?
No, Gen 1 was Loki. This was Gen 2.
So wait, go to the trading post real quick.
The who now?
The trading post, it's a store.
Is that along the, like...
It's, West Clocktown.
Okay.
So, like, near the dangerous dancers, according to YouTube.
I feel that I'm not doing Sinister Six well enough by explaining it. It is really good. None of it's like new villains. It's all like Green Goblin, and it's pretty much like essentially villains that he's fought before or we're going to fight anyway. You know,
but then you know what it is? It's just film professional wrestling, which I can't fucking stand. That's all.
Wait, what do you mean?
Just the fact that it's just like, just tag it up and, oh, they're bigger and badder. Oh, how's Spider-Man gonna get out of this one?
It's like how Loki had allies and how Thanos, like...
Yeah,
I guess this whole arc... Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, Thanos is the big bad, and then he hired Loki, and then he did all of his other shit, and they faced, like, the villains along the way before they got to the big bad. It's the same concept.
Yeah, but they had an entire film arc end. Like, they had the Hydra thing, and they had the Ultron thing. None of those had anything to do with Thanos at all. So it was...
But they were, because they were Thanos. The whole thing about Ultron is he was warning everybody about Thanos.
What?
That was Ultron's whole point. Ultron's whole point was he could see into the future and he could see the destruction of Thanos. So he was like, I'm going to do my own thing, and he got out of hand.
That is not how it's presented in the film.
Oh, it's I don't know. Is it not? Hold on.
Nope.
Because I've never read the comics, so I don't think that would be a thing.
No. And make the Scarecrow song, by the way. There's a Scarecrow in here, and just pull up the ocarina and make it something. Make it something that you'll remember, because we're gonna go and do the collection now.
That might be too complicated for me to remember, but we'll get there when we get there. Ultron, Thanos.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reference. Maybe at the very end, like a post-credit scene, but no, there's no connection. But except for when Thor talks about the Infinity Stones at the very end, I'm certain. Order some food. You want anything?
No, I got some things.
I'm glad you went with that. I like how you thought about it too.
All right. I got a whole Reddit thread.
Oh, so it's not factual at all. So this is not true.
r/Marvel Studios, who actually created Ultron. Ultron was ultimately created by Thanos, not Tony. I've seen some comments that make me think that a lot of people don't realize this. All Tony did was activate him and name him. We're told that in the Avengers 1 that Thanos sent Loki to Earth to retrieve the Tesseract. He gave Loki the scepter to use as a weapon, but sending off one of the Infinity Stones was a massive risk. So he had a contingency, Ultron, an AI designed to destroy the planet, housed with the blue protective casing of the Mind Stone.
Disagree.
Disagree.
Here's my thing. If the only quote-unquote credible source is a Reddit thread, that's purely speculation.
It's not speculation.
This is the point where I stopped enjoying it. Not you specifically, but like, God, just fuck. It goes too deep. It's like,
it's got a bunch of evidence stuff where it's like quotes from Tony and Jarvis.
Oh my God, I don't fucking care.
But you just said that they don't say it in the movies, but the entirety of Age of Ultron was them talking about Thanos. The whole movie.
I'll have to watch.
That's like,
no.
Why Thanos is the big bad. Is Avengers 1 in Age of Ultron, they were talking about Thanos the whole movie.
They were not.
They were! Loki was sent by Thanos. That's how Avengers 1 happened.
I know that, but Loki is not even in Age of Ultron.
No, he's in Avengers 1. So he sent Loki. Loki didn't work out. So they activated Ultron, and Ultron didn't work out.
But
so Thanos was like, fuck it. I'll go do it myself, and then Thanos shows up.
But I just said that the whole thing that you just explained is clearly just speculation.
It's not. It's quotes from the movie and exposition from the movie that are like, yeah, they explained it in the movie from this. Here, let me...
I'm on it. I don't... Either way, did you send me the link? Because it's not showing up.
And no, I didn't send a link.
For some reason, I can't find it by Googling it.
Was
Thanos involved in the events of Age of Ultron? Yeah, in the post-credit scene, he puts on the Infinity Gauntlet. He's like, fine, I'll do it myself. Did have influenced events in the movie.
Tony and Jarvis spend pretty much the entire movie confused on how Ultron is born.
Because they don't understand the Infinity Stones. As it happens, Ultron makes no attempt to locate the Tesseract in Age of Ultron.
It's up to John and Sigaby now. When they get to these VODs, they'll figure it out for us.
Because if he did influence events in the movie, how? The best theory that I've seen is that Thanos put some sort of artificial intelligence into the Mind Stone before giving the scepter to Loki, presumably in the hope that if Loki failed, someone else would use that intelligence to create a robot that would destroy the Earth. That seems like a pretty speculative and remote backup plan for getting the Tesseract, especially as the Avengers post-credits scene suggests that Thanos didn't know much about Earth before setting the Chitauri loose.
I like how, if we go like 3 points back...
Hang on, I'm not done. Okay. Note also that Ultron makes no attempt to locate the Tesseract in Avengers Age of Ultron and never even mentions it. And as it happens, Thanos wouldn't have gotten anything even if Ultron had succeeded, thanks to Thor taking the Tesseract back to Asgard. The simpler explanation is that Thanos gave the Mind Stone to Loki so that Loki could actually manage to carry out his plan. Controlling the minds of Selvig and Hawkeye was most definitely helpful. A slightly more complicated, slightly more fun, barely even believable explanation is that Loki convinced Thanos to give him the Mind Stone using this reasoning, in hope of keeping it and the Tesseract for himself. Basically confirms what my point was. It's purely speculative. Also, you're leaving a fucking time-based game on.
It's all right.
On standby again. Yeah.
I think we're basically going to the next morning anyway.
No, not quite. Go to the entrance to like the Zora's Dome, or like Great Bay.
Oh fuck!
Like before you have to jump over. So like we're not going to Great Bay. We're going to like where opponent would make the jump.
Yeah. And
there's like a rock there, and we're gonna blow it up and drop down, get a heart piece.
Yeah, I never thought that was speculation. I always thought it was really clear when I watched the movies.
No, we're gonna have to. We're both gonna have to rewatch them.
Because like Avengers movies pack a lot of exposition in there, and there's a lot that you can easily.
That's what
miss.
I like. That's what I like.
Wait, right? But
it's all self-contained. I like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be that expanded upon. That's my ultimate point, is that like it's like I like that even someone that doesn't want to like read all of the explanations and stuff can watch every movie in the series, and if they're paying attention, get it.
Yeah.
And get all of it. And that's what I like. I don't want them like.
All right, so how does Sinister 6 mess that up?
Oh, I don't know if it does. I just don't want that.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want like the supervillain baddies to team up. I would prefer stronger villains.
I forgot what the next big bad is supposed to be, because I know it was revealed at the end of after Endgame or something. I don't know.
No, there wasn't. There was no.
Oh yeah, there was no after. Yeah.
Yeah. So that rock right there is the one you're blowing up.
After Far From Home, maybe?
No, Far From Home was where they made J. Jonah Jameson shows up.
Oh yeah. Who's the next?
So use these. Hi, Dario. So use the Zora and kill those hanging things. We're talking a lot about the MCU. And Tony's leaving a time-based game running again.
It's okay.
Tony's getting tired. We're getting worked up, and Tony's getting tired. We only have a little bit left of this stream, I suspect. There's an NFL game tonight, by the way. Isn't that crazy?
That is wild.
It's like, during this whole process, it's like, the NFL's just kind of been like whistling past the grave, by the way. It's just kind of, oh, you're just gonna go on as normal? Okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
I like, what are they doing about crowds?
Oh, there aren't any.
Good.
Some teams are like, we will have like some crowds. It's like, I don't think you will. So go into the water and kick their ass.
Yeah, I really like what people are doing with these digital, like the NBA is doing their digital thing, and WWE is doing the digital thing with like the screens and stuff. That's so cool.
The Raptors played a double overtime game to save their season yesterday. Oh my god, it was great.
I kind of love what UFC is doing, where they just don't have a crowd and don't even care to do like the screens or anything. So they just like, there's something about watching a fight where you hear every punch that's like so much more like, it's like, fuck, dude. Like when somebody gets knocked out, it's like, shit, oh my god. Like you feel it.
I think maybe you have to shoot it down from that like nest. Tell you what the answer isn't slamming yourself into the walls.
It's so finicky because the rising up button is the same button as the jut forward button.
Oh,
so it's like a matter of tapping it versus holding it, but it's real finicky.
I'm just gonna say it. Use your bow and arrows instead of trying to hit it with clunky ass boomerangs.
Good call. NASCAR had limited attendance last week. Yeah, that sounds like a NASCAR thing to do. Not shitting on you, Dario. The concept of racing is great. The people and the fans that come with NASCAR, not the best. But the same can be said about wrestling and UFC. So it's not, I'm not trashing you. I'm trashing people.
FC.